way down. Let's bring it down. Let's bring it down, 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 down.
Let me tell you, it's in the air. Joy is in the air. Love is in the air. Can you feel it? What it feel like? Freedom. What it feel like? Don't sleep on it, brother. You might get left, sister. Can you feel it? What it feel like? Freedom. What it feel like? Justice. No need to be counted, cause I am down. Down, down, down. Down, down, down. Down for the end of racism, for the end of bigotry, cause I am down. For the end of misogyny, that's right. For all the isms out there, just down, down, down. Let's bring it down. Rise up, people. No more foolishness, and let's bring it way down.
Riding the river of change into the cries of contrition. This is the way that we bring it down. Down, down, 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 down. We are the children of Eden, dancing and celebrating freedom. We are the ones that must bring it down. Down, down, 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 down. So gather the faithful. Tell everyone to stand and shout loud. Shout loud. Shout loud. Let's bring it down. Let's bring it way down. Let's bring it down. Let's bring it down, down. Let's bring it down. Let's bring it way down. Let's bring it down. We've got to bring it down. Down. Stand up and shout. Stand up and shout. Rise together.
Accountability starts now. The Eric Dawson Radio Show.
Yeah. Rise up. Stand up, shout it loud.
If you are not prepared to come to that table and to represent that voice, don't come. Because we don't need any more brown faces that don't want to be a brown voice. We don't need black faces that don't want to be a black voice. We don't need Muslims that don't want to be a Muslim voice. We don't need queers that don't want to be a queer voice. And if you're worried about being marginalized and stereotyped, please don't even show up.
Hey guys, good morning. This is another episode of the Eric Dawson Show. It's cold. Oh my God, it's cold.
Welcome to fall, brother. Welcome to
Oh
the
my
fall.
gosh, man. When was the first day of fall?
I believe it was yesterday.
Yesterday? Oh my gosh, man. It said, summer said, I'm out of here. Summer said, I'm gone. Man, are you kidding me? I was downstairs working this morning,
No.
Huh?
No.
What?
Tuesday, September 22nd.
Oh, so it's not yet.
Not tomorrow.
No, well, Summer said I'm out. Summer said you figure this out. I'm gone. I am done. Done.
Yeah.
Said I'm done with 2020, right?
Yes. Officially ends today.
Yeah, Summer said I'm done with 2020. 2020 has been catastrophe in so many ways. It said I'm heading south. I'll be back next year. Hopefully you all can get it together. But yeah, man, I'm like freezing. I'm freezing, man. I'm turning the heat on. Something, man. But no, I told you before the show, I was downstairs working. I got up about 6 o'clock this morning, had some stuff to do for a client, and just got so focused on it that I didn't realize that, my core was really cooling off. We have a space heater on upstairs in the bedroom. The rest of the house is what it is, man. The cat has to figure it out. But yeah, I came downstairs, made a cup of coffee, had some Al Green playing, and just lost my mind. And when you called me this morning, that's when whatever clicked in, and then all of a sudden I realized how cold I was, just trying to warm up my core. But I think I'm almost there, and certainly some of the topics that we may talk about today may get me heated up, right, Vincent? Yeah, that'll get me riled up. But how was your weekend, man?
Well, busy. I put the step rails on my truck, so my truck is looking like a real BA. Serious mofo. Oh yeah.
Wait a minute. So do you adjust your muffler and everything so that when you drive down the street, it's
That's predominantly white people who like the attention. See, black people, we don't want to draw that much attention.
Yeah. Oh, that what is it? Noise pollution. You get stopped by it. Yeah.
Big Harleys. I went to Walmart and there was this guy in his Gold Wing, and the radio was so loud. I think he was 2 blocks away, and I couldn't talk. People couldn't hear me on my cell phone.
A white guy?
Black guy.
Yeah. Did I ever tell you about the and it's funny because I have a lot of my neighbors that listen to the show now, so but there's a guy who's about 2 blocks down the street, and he's got a van, and the sound system, I'll tell you, it is impressive. If he was trying to win like an award, a trophy for having like the best sound system in a van kind of thing. And I know that, during car shows, they have those kinds of things, and that's all cool. But when you're rolling down the street, in a residential neighborhood, and you can actually I could hear his music a block and a half away, clearly. And so he's friends with the guy across the street, right? And that guy across the street does auto repair in front of the house and car detailing and stuff, right? So this guy comes down and his music is blaring, like literally it's shaking the chandelier in the house. So I went outside one day and I said, hey man, can you just turn it down a little bit? And Vincent, if I didn't immediately begin de-escalating, we would have gotten into a fight right there in the street. Dude got such an attitude, like, this is my music, this is my van, I could do what I want to do. And I said, it is your music, it is your van. I said, but it's not your neighborhood. And, I said, see, I'm going to get in trouble for what I'm getting ready to say. I'm going to get in trouble.
But look, mofo.
But Vincent, and I'm not saying that other people don't do things that bring neighborhoods down or potentially, are viewed as, jeopardizing property values and such. But it is a stigma, right or wrong, that has been assigned to black people, right? And so when you do things that perpetuate that stigma, it's not good. And so no one in their right mind would argue that his behavior does not elevate a neighborhood, right? Nobody in their right mind would argue that with me. And so now, if your behavior is a part of bringing down or could bring down a neighborhood, why would you want to do that? Especially when you understand that is the stereotype that is out there. Why would you want to perpetuate that? Why wouldn't you want to change the way they see us? Why wouldn't you want to be actively participating in elevating the image of the Black American? Why wouldn't you want to do that? And so when I start to have this kind of conversation with him, it was like too much intellect for him. So like you could see the smoke coming out of his ears, right? But I said, so yeah, it is your van, it is your stuff, but then don't be upset, right? When not see, because you're having this attitude with me, but there's a different kind of thing that goes on with you when white folk encounter you, right? And then you want to feel some sort of way about it, but understand that you contribute to all of that, right? Yeah. So he continues to ride down the street with his music playing, and I try to record it and notify the police because it is a violation, and they're gonna deal with him, and I hate to do that, right? I want to be able to just have the conversation with him, have him understand it, have him understand that I'd like to see my property value increase, not decrease, and especially not decrease as a direct result of his behavior. Anyway, I don't know.
I know the feeling. My father was a music lover, and he wasn't a big headphone fan.
Oh boy.
Because every Father's Day and Christmas we brought him new headphones, and they just piled up. But he had 20-inch Bose woofers. He had 8-inch tweeters. He had 12-inch midis, and he had 2 of each in each of his speaker cabinets. And yeah. And I mean, and don't get me wrong, my father's taste in music was as diverse as his family. He loved everything from blues to jazz to classicals to movie soundtracks, and you could tell when he came home because he would shake the neighborhood windows with his music. And
yeah. I just for me. What is the point? Like, what are you trying to do? What are you trying to prove? And so here's the other thing about this. And I said this to this guy. I said, when you ride your van up to Cedar Grove, or you go into Upper Montclair if you have to go in that area, right? I said, I guarantee you don't have your music playing like this.
No. Because you got those cops that's going to pull you behind over.
Right. I said, I guarantee you don't. Right. I guarantee you when you get into certain neighborhoods, you turn the volume down.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I said, so you just don't care. Right. You don't care about these neighborhoods. So Black lives don't matter to you, or Hispanic lives don't matter to you, or I guess less affluent people's lives don't matter to you, right? And the people who you seem to give deference to don't give a shit about you, right? They don't care about you. They're some of them are the very ones who would love to put their heel on your neck, right? And like I just don't get it. Anyway.
Was he a young man, by the way?
No, Vincent. No. I would say he's probably late 40s.
Wow, extremely immature, don't you think?
Well, it's that arrested development that we talk about, you know. So anyway, I'm still trying to shake off this cold. So what's a word? You wanna start off? We were talking about the Emmys last night.
Oh yes.
Let's start off with the Emmys.
You want to start off with the black winners, or you want to start off with the big winners? See, I was hoping.
Wait a minute. I want to say this. I want to listen. Shit. They kept saying shit last night on TV.
Yes.
And what I found very interesting is that every time they said it, because it wasn't spelled, like, it wasn't, defecate, it wasn't that word. It was I think SCHITT or something like that, right?
Yeah, SCHITT.
Right. But every time they said it, they had to flash it on the screen. Right? They did, because FCC regulations required that they did that.
That they did that, right?
So that everybody understood that they weren't, that they weren't using profanity. So now, what's going to happen, Vincent? Before we get into this, because I predicted this. Do you remember Dynasty, the
TV show,
the TV show, the late night or early evening soap opera? I remember the first time they used the word bitch on that show. It, like, literally that night, on all of the late night talk shows, they were talking about it, like, oh my God, I can't believe they did that. And I said, you know what? That is going to be the segue or the opening to, more stuff, right? And then all of a sudden, people started pushing the envelope. And so now, this is my prediction. They're going to start using fuck, but they're going to spell it P-H-U-C-K. Right? Huh?
FUC, Calvin Klein, 1992. He had a line out called FUC, or fuck.
Right. So if the idea is, so understand this, guys. So if the idea is that as long as it's spelled differently than the profane word, you can say it. Do you understand what I'm saying? So that's what they proved last night. They pushed the envelope and they proved last night that you can say shit as long as you're not saying S-H-I-T. Right? So you can say S-C-H-I-T-T, which sounds like shit, but it's not. Well, actually, it is shit, but it's not shit. It's different shit. Right? So now it's a whole new shit. And so now we're fucked. P-H-U-C-K-E-D. Listen, I'm telling you, watch and see approved profanity. Somebody's gonna come. Hey, I'm telling you, you want to make some money right now? See if you can trademark all of the other ways you can say fuck, like spelled differently. Because there's gonna be a show that comes out that's gonna be I don't know what's going on with probably because I'm using this profanity on Facebook, but I'm not really, guys. It gets spelled differently.
Well, let's see. There was this big thing with the group War. One of their lyrics in Outlaws, it said the FCC, the DMV, the DMPs running after me. You know what DMP means?
No, what's DMP?
DMP, dumb mother.
Yeah, listen, but all of it, all of it, Vincent, is going to be, it's fair game now. It's all fair game. You're going to have a show. Well, let's see. How would you spell it? P-H-U-C-K-E-R-S. Motherfuckers. You're going to have a show called The Motherfuckers. P-H-U-C-K-E-R-S.
DMPs.
That's absolutely right. That's right. And there's nothing you're going to be able to say about it because you're going to say, well, as long as we flash it up there, it's going to be okay. And so now you're going to have your children explore. I'm telling you. Listen, I see it coming out when that occurred last night. It literally flashed me back to when I saw Dynasty, and I just said, you know what? This is the gateway to a road that we don't want our children to be exposed to. And so here we are now. And think about how many times they said shit. They kept saying it, right? Shit wins. Shit wins again. And shit wins.
9 Emmys they won.
9 Emmys.
So they said it 9 times.
No, they said it way more than 9 times, but they won 9 Emmys, right? But think about now the empowerment that children have to, to use the word, and I don't know.
No, because it would never work in my house because I would get a beating by saying the word dag.
Well, but do you remember as a kid? Vincent, you say damn, right? And damn was a curse. And then I would say, no, I'm not saying that. I'm talking about the dam that beavers build, right? And so now all of a sudden it made it right? So I couldn't say that in my house. My father would still, yeah, that's what you want to call it. It was abuse, but you can call it whooping my behind. But yeah, we would do stuff like that, right? Like sugar honey iced tea, right? Instead of saying shit, or again, damn, yeah, I'm referring to what a beaver builds and that kind of stuff, and so. They made it very acceptable last night in the Emmys to say shit. And understand, you're saying shit, but you're not meaning shit. You're meaning some other kind of shit, right? But until you clarify it, it all sounds like the same old shit. And so... Vincent!
Well, they won 9 Emmys.
Oh, gosh. Have you seen the show?
No. I was doing some work. Some real important work called sleeping.
Yeah. Well, apparently it's a real shit show, right?
Oh, no. My wife watches it faithfully. She was, and her thing was, because at that time when they first started the show, we had just got our Fire Stick. So my wife was addicted to binge watching. Orange is the New Black, Frankie and Grace, Schitt's Creek, all of it. So, I mean, and really held her attention for hours. But
what's the show about? Do you know?
About a millionaire who had a actress as a wife, and he went bankrupt. But the only thing that he had liquid that couldn't be touched was a motel. So it was him struggling to get there. His wife still living her actress dreams, and it's just basic situation comedy. I mean, don't get me wrong. I like the lead actor. I mean, because he's a Second City comedian, and I mean, it has a great cast. You can tell by all the awards. I mean, they got outstanding comedy series, best lead actor, Eugene Levy, best lead actress, Catherine O'Hara, who really plays a delusional old actress, best supporting actor, Daniel Levy, his son, Best Supporting Actress, Annie Murphy. Outstanding Comedy Series. Outstanding Comedy Series again. Lead Acting Comedy Series and Lead Actress.
Now, the what's the guy's name? Eugene
Levy.
That's
Second City TV.
No. That's what's his name's son, right?
Well, Daniel Levy.
I'm sorry. Daniel Levy is Eugene's son.
Yes.
Right. Daniel looks just like his dad.
He does.
Unbelievable, dude. Eyebrows and everything.
Glasses.
Yo. I was looking. I mean, hey, listen,
like,
you.
Like the dumbest thing he can do is go on a Maury show. That ain't my child.
Oh, goodness. Unbelievable how he look. I mean, mannerisms, the whole bit, right? I mean, I get a lot from people sometimes that I have mannerisms that are similar to my dad's and whatever. But and occasionally I'll catch myself doing some things that are like him. But this guy, Daniel, man, was just... And what'd you think about his outfit? Did you see it? So he had a suit on, but it was like a kilt.
It on Google.
Yeah, it was a kilt, right? That he had. I thought that was pretty slick. I would do that.
For a group of Canadian comedians, I think they did really well.
I would definitely in the summertime consider wearing a suit with a kilt. No.
You might want to pick your neighborhoods really well.
Why?
I could just imagine you walking in Newark, with your kilt and a handful of cobblers.
Hey, man. Kilt and cobblers, right? There we go.
Yeah. But, let's see. Outstanding Lead Actor. Here are the nominees. Jeremy Irons for Watchmen. Hugh Jackman for Bad Education. Paul Mescal for Normal People. Jeremy Pope for Hollywood. And Mark Ruffalo for I Know This Much Is True. You want to pick the winner?
The only show that I've watched out of all of those was The Watchmen.
And it was a good show, too.
Yeah.
However, they lost. Mark Ruffalo. I Know This Much Is True.
Now, what's that about? Do you know?
No, I don't. Never saw it.
Oh, my gosh. Can somebody tell us what that show's about? Okay. Yeah. I got to tell you, Vincent, I have not, I got the Fire Stick and all that kind of stuff, and I had it for 2 months, and I just stopped. I had some subscription with a friend of mine who, got me a Fire Stick and did whatever they do with them, and I was all set up and whatever.
Oh, you got the jailbreak?
Well, I don't know. I can't tell you.
Well, no. Forget that question.
No. What I'm saying to you is I don't know what it was, right? All I know is that he said, "Hey, Eric, you don't have to have cable anymore. You can do X, Y, and Z, and you can get the channel." So I'm not even being aloof about it. Intentionally. I just don't know. So I just said, you know what? I'm tired of paying $250 or $60 a month for cable, and then you have to have these special packages in order to get MSNBC and C-SPAN and stuff. And I said, I don't watch the 600 channels that come on the cable. And I just want to watch a handful of things occasionally, right? Because my days are too busy. And so he said, oh, well, here's a solution. I'll get you a Fire Stick. It'll cost you $30 a month, and, you can watch what you want to watch. Even that, Vincent, after 2 months, just so inundated with other things, I got a notification from him that I forgot to pay him the $30. But I haven't been watching TV, so even the $30 is too much for me. So all of these different shows, I don't watch them. You know, I don't have time. And you know what I realized? I said, geez, if people are sitting there watching all of this stuff, what work are they getting done? Like if you're spending, hey Vincent, can you look this up real quick? Because you do a better job during the show than I do. Can you tell me if there's a statistic out there that shows on average how much time Americans spend watching TV?
Yes, there is, actually. I did a show on that 3 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Let me get the update.
This is going to be frightening.
Yes.
I just got to imagine it's going to be frightening to know what this statistic is. Because I'm going to tell you, I don't have time.
Yes, let's see. Americans watch according to the Nielsen report, and this is the updated 2019. We do an average of 35.5 hours a week watching TV.
Oh my God. That's
So
like
77 days a year.
35 hours a week. That's like a full-time job.
It is, but that's like that. But that's not even. That doesn't even include Fire Stick, Google, Amazon, and Apple TV. They're not Nielsen rated.
Right, and they're doing an average, right? So they're including me and that stuff, and so you have people who are watching way more than that, right?
Correct. Well, you look at the COVID situation. Binge watching became the norm. I mean, we went through all seasons of Ozark. We went back to Orange is the New Black. The Watchmen is popular. I mean, everything has now increased. So, yeah, I think we're doing probably maybe 60 hours.
Oh my God.
50 to 60 hours a week.
That's horrible. that is horrible. So yeah, I didn't know. Like I watched a little bit of the Emmys. I kept falling asleep because I was tired from all the work I do. So, but I tried to catch what I could catch, and I was flipping back and forth through some of the football. I can't even watch a full football game anymore. I haven't watched a full sporting event probably, I gotta say, maybe the last 8 years. Like I used to be able to, and I'm not proud of it, right? But I used to turn the television on at 12 o'clock on a Sunday to watch the pregame, stuff that would come on at 12. And then the game would come on at 1, right? And then you'd have another, and that game would last for football, I'm talking about. Then that game would last for 3 hours, right? And then at 4 o'clock, the next game would start on another channel. And that would go until 7 o'clock. And then now, on Thursday, you have the Sunday night. No, then you have the Sunday night game, right? At 8 o'clock. And then that would go until 11 or 12 o'clock, right? So literally 12 hours of football.
There you go.
Right, and
don't forget, now you're getting geared up for Monday Night Football.
Dude, this is crazy. So yeah, I watched a little bit because I wanted to see Cam Newton. So I watched a tiny bit of that game,
New England game,
last night. And it's interesting, right? Because I'm a Miami Dolphin fan, so I just despise the Patriots.
There's a support group for that.
Yeah, you know what? I'm a member too.
I hate the Patriots.
Yeah. That's right. I hate the Patriots. I found myself rooting for Cam Newton because you gotta imagine that there's a lot of pressure, right, for him to succeed, given the fact that he is, following, a successful run by by Tom Brady, right? And so I found myself rooting for him. And then I realized I was rooting for him, who was a Patriot, and then I was conflicted.
I want you to do well. I just want your team to do
Yeah, that's absolutely right. Throw a touchdown, but lose. Throw another one, but lose.
Well, Cam did an exciting game. Came down to the wire 2 yards to go, and instead of going with their running back, who was averaging 8 yards carry, they gave it to Cam, who got stuffed short.
Yeah.
Lost. But
oh, wait a minute. And then what was the other game I turned from? And then my cousin is a huge Dallas Cowboy fan, so I was on Facebook, and he kept posting all these negative things about his team and how everybody should be fired and yada yada yada. And so I said, oh, let me turn the game on to see what's going on. And they actually pulled the game out. Right, there was some ridiculous onside kick that was made, and I think it was the Falcons they were playing. They actually watched the ball go 10 yards, right? Shielded each other from the ball and allowed a Dallas Cowboy player to recover the ball.
I know, and any one of them who was shielding the ball could have fell on that ball at any given time.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty hysterical too. So I don't know.
Yeah. Like they did not know the rules that they could pick it up at any time. They shield the ball and let this guy just come in.
You learn that in Pop Warner, though.
Yes, you do.
Literally, you learn in Pop Warner that the receiving team can recover the ball, can touch the ball at any point. It is the kicking team that has to wait for it to go 10 yards.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes, they sat up there, and every member of that receiving team needs to get fired. or no, have all their Pop Warner coaches call them up and cut them out.
Yeah, something should happen, man. I mean, literally, all of them did it. So
yes.
Groupthink at its worst, right?
I watched that. That could not have been a better onside kick. I mean, it was on the ground, and then it just kept spiraling.
Yeah.
Exactly to the 10-yard line. But, and not to mention, my team, I'm an Eagles fan.
I know, you keep telling me that, Vincent.
Oh, God.
Hey, Vincent, the Eagle fans are horrible fans. They throw things, they fight, they're obnoxious.
Oh, yeah, welcome to Philly.
The city of brotherly love. as I throw this frozen beer can at you.
Oh, remember the Eagles game where they actually they threw snowballs at Santa Claus one year.
Yeah, wasn't that? Remember, I think it was Philly where they greased the light poles to keep people from climbing up them, like some crazy stuff.
Yes.
What the hell is going on?
Well, and for years the saying was being an Eagles fan is like being a fan of classical literature. You love it in the beginning, but deep down in your heart, you know it's going to end bad.
Oh, God.
And that's what it was. So we finally won. And, people just lost their minds. But, climbing poles, bars stayed open till 6 in the morning. The only the only thing that people would say is EAGLES. That was it. But, it happens. But it looks after their performance that those days are long gone.
Yeah. A friend of mine used to be a, I don't know what you call them, but they did like the guerrilla marketing stuff, right? So they rode on the back of these trucks and would throw different, whether it was keychains or T-shirts and other things to the crowds, and she was telling me how the crowd would pelt them with like like soda cans and stuff. I said, "Are you serious?" She said, "Yeah." She said, "So they would have to duck. So they throw T-shirts out at them, but then they would like hurl like solid objects back at these girls on the back of these trucks, man." I said, there's some mentally deranged Eagle fans out there. Vincent? Oh, I don't know where you went.
I'm still here.
Oh.
Keep in mind at the Eagles parade, when they had the guys on those double-decker buses.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they were drunk before they got to the podium because everybody was throwing beers up to them.
That's funny.
And, of course, one of the most famous Philadelphia riots was the Mardi Gras at a restaurant called Black Tuesday, which is still there. But, I mean, people were drinking for Mardi Gras. I think they opened the the Fat Tuesday celebration at about 8 a.m. People were drunk by 11:30.
Jeez. Hey, welcome to Philly, man. Welcome to Philly. So, anyway, man, what else is on the docket? We've got.
Let's get into it.
You want to get into it? Okay, I've had a cup and a half of coffee.
Okay.
Let's go.
So,
let's go.
The death of the notorious RBG has sparked both mourning and outrage.
So, can I say something?
Go ahead.
All right. So
it is your show.
So I'm going to stand up so you guys can see my shirt today. I don't know if they can see it yet, because I got a delay. But you see my shirt today, Vincent? I've got on my and I got a hat to match it. I don't have my hat on yet, but I'm going to put my hat on shortly. But there we go. Yeah, I'm going to show you again, right? So there's my ADOS shirt. Bam, right? I am tired of people blaming me for what's happening. Right? I saw posts this weekend, one, saying, the right has won and it's because of progressives, or, another one, for all of you so-called woke people, blah, 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 for all of you ADOS who did whatever, blah, 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 right? Look, the guilt isn't going to work. The only thing that's going to work is giving tangibles. Now, they talk about how if Donald Trump is successful in not only in his nomination, but in the in having a Supreme Court justice chosen, and swinging everything, and how civil rights will be rolled back. And look, I really go ahead.
Here's my outrage. And before you get into that point, she hasn't even been buried yet.
Yeah, but you know what though, Vincent? It doesn't matter. See, but what I appreciate is that let's say end the pretenses, right? We all knew that in every Democrat, every liberal, every time you heard that the notorious RBG was going into the hospital, we all clutched our pearls. Right? We were like, oh my God, no, not now. Right? And we were just holding on to hope that she would survive through this election. We all were. Right? Because it was political. We didn't care. Let's stop it. People didn't care about her health. They cared about the liberal stances she took on the Supreme Court, and they wanted her to stay alive. Very few caring about her personal health and well-being. They just wanted her to stay alive long enough to get a Democrat in office so that they could appoint somebody. And then if she died, then you know what, we have a funeral for her and so forth. So let's say that that's the truth, right? And so now here we are. The worst fears over here have been met. And sad to say that on the Republican side, people are dancing on her grave. Right? So that is it. But we have to stop trying to paint this beautiful picture of what America and Americans are. Because they're not. They're not. This whole thing from the time Donald Trump was elected and the notorious RBG was ill. I remember the first time she was admitted into Sloan, people were like, oh my God, no, she can't die yet. Not that she shouldn't die. Not yet. We have to wait. Hold on.
Well, let's look at what's at stake in appointing a conservative judge to the Supreme Court. They now lose an overwhelming factor and numbers, which means that everything that is in the back burner to get overturned, civil rights, Roe v. Wade, right to choose, gay marriages, all of that right now hangs in the balance. Every civil liberty that we have fought for, that has been upheld, now is in jeopardy. Your life existingly can change with a precedence of a conservative overruling and overturning.
Yeah, but go ahead.
So America, it has some alarm. Not to mention the hypocrisy that's going on right now in the Republican Party. So when Obama was in his last term and they were looking to replace Scalia, let's see, Lindsey Graham, and what's the other putz? Mitch McConnell blocked everything. Straight up blocked. Told Obama to his face, look, we got the numbers. We're going to block it. Bottom line, you're not going to get it. Right. Okay? Lindsey Graham got up there and said, you can use my words against me. We should not be voting on a lame duck, the appointment of a lame duck president. It should be by the next elected president of the United States. Now, we're looking at Trump being in his lame duck session because it doesn't look like he's going to win. But yes,
well, see, now you can't see. There you go. See, there you go. You can't qualify it like that.
Let's get ready. Go ahead.
You can't qualify it like that. Now, I agree with you that hypocrisy, is at play here, right? So they said in this instance, well, as far as Obama was concerned, we need to let the people decide. And now they're saying, no, the people don't need to decide. We need to decide. So that's really what it comes down to, right? They said over here, let the people decide. And now here they're saying, no, we don't want the people to decide. We want the president to decide.
In his speech, he said, we are setting a new precedent that no. And
see, even Dre Rod. So what I want to say is this: even Dre Rod in a thread. So both you and Dre Sandrod rather prove my point, right, about the deafness that you have when you decide to put on a D or an R representing a particular party as opposed to representing the people. So no. Let me finish what I'm gonna say. So your statement was that that he shouldn't be able to do it because it looks like he's gonna lose. And what Dre Samurai says is the difference is that Obama was leaving his second term, and the sitting president entering his second term. See, so do you understand what I'm saying? So no, he's not entering his second term. He is running for re-election, and yes, you're right about the fact that that Obama was finishing his second term, but. So the only real difference is that Obama had no opportunity to be reelected, and so that there's the difference, right? So there is an opportunity for Trump to be reelected, where there was no opportunity for Obama to be reelected. And so if you're go ahead.
In the actual language, and what they were saying is that there should be no nominations coming in on an election year. That's
not what they said. No. And I'm not defending them.
That's what Graham said.
But I think
new precedents that we should not vote on bringing in any Supreme Court justices during an election year.
Okay, so I got to go back and listen to that and make sure that it's not taken out of context. But my understanding was, and I think that they were wrong anyway, but my understanding was that they were saying, look, this guy's done, right? He's gonna be so when you refer to him as, and I'm talking about Obama. Lame duck, meaning that he's ending his presidency. And so to make a critical decision like this, as he is ending his presidency, let us wait and let the people choose. Now, with respect to Trump is not ending his presidency. Trump is actively running for re-election. So, and again, I'm not defending one over the other one. I'm simply trying to bring clarity to what the argument may have been, and then we have a discussion from there.
Okay, now you are right in your understanding. They did not want Obama's lame duck to bring to shift the balance of the Supreme Court. That's why they did it. The language that he used and said we need to set a new precedent that we should not vote on a Supreme Court justice during an election year.
That was Lindsey Graham.
Correct.
Okay. And now what is Lindsey Graham saying now? Because I get it. So what's Lindsey Graham saying now, specifically, because it is an election year?
What Lindsey Graham is saying now is that I support the President of the United States in his decision. But yet he could not support the other president of the United States.
Well, no. So right. So I get that he didn't support Obama and that he supports Trump. What I'm asking is this: is he no longer, and is he specific about this, that he is no longer in support of the precedent that he said he wanted to set?
He is no longer in support of that. He is throwing all of that out the window.
Okay. And doesn't feel the need to explain the difference, other than the fact that he supports the President of the United States.
That was his only explanation, his only comment.
Okay. And with regard to Mitch McConnell.
Well, Mitch McConnell right now is being cautious, because right now there is an opponent that has a strong chance of taking his seat, and it has galvanized a lot of Democrats, progressive Democrats, to campaign heavily against him.
Mm-hmm. So I want to just clarify this, because I see Jody Pittman weighed in, saying that Obama had 9 months left in his presidency. his total presidency, concluding his his second term. Donald Trump has 40 plus days to end his first term. Right? We are unclear as of yet as to whether Donald Trump will have a second term. What I'm saying, to just for clarity's sake only, not that I'm defending one over the other, is the difference between the two is that there was no other term forthcoming for Obama, irrespective of an election. Right? So the election would happen, but you would have either had Hillary Clinton or Donald Trump, not Obama. So the difference here is, after the election day, you will either have Donald Trump or you'll have Joe Biden. Right?
The hypocrisy is that he stated that I support the president.
Oh, no. I get the hypocrisy. And I'm all with you for that. And I think Lindsey Graham is a scum, right? But, because he also called him a xenophobe. He called him a liar. He called him a pathological liar. He called him all of these other things, right? Said he was dangerous. Probably the most dangerous man in the world. And doesn't feel the need to, to weigh in on his own words now. But I'm simply saying that there is a difference between Obama and Trump, in that Trump is actively running for re-election, right, to serve a second term. Obama was concluding his second term. And so,
but here's the similarities. Now, that is a true and distinctive difference.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Now, here are the similarities. They were both president of the United States. Now, whether he does, we have 40 some odd days to figure out if Trump's going to have another term. He's still president of the United States. Obama had 9 months. He was still president of the United States. The big difference, and the underlying difference, was a simple fact that, one, they did not want a black man to appoint another judge. Two, they did not want the liberal base to actually dominate the Supreme Court. That's all it was. Now, Trump wants to get in there because he's going to take his little criminal case to the Supreme Court once he's out of office. So he wants some people in there to vote in his favor. We know that. But also what we're looking at is that in terms of Americans, we're looking at the overturning of all of the laws and that are supported by the Constitution that gives us that equal value, or that equal value on paper, that if we can take it to the Supreme Court, it can rule in our favor.
So let me read this. I'm in the thread today. So here's what Dre Sanrod posted. He puts, quote, given the particular circumstances under which this vacancy arises, we wish to inform you of our intention to exercise our constitutional authority to withhold consent on any nominee to the Supreme Court submitted by this president to fill Justice Scalia's vacancy, end quote, wrote Graham and the senators. Quote again, because our decision is based on constitutional principles and born of a necessity to protect the will of the American people. The president is sworn in on January 20th.
Okay, so let's take that precedent and add it to today. We are 40 plus days away from an election. They should do the same thing, withhold any type of hearings based on the selection of Supreme Court justice until the next president is elected and sworn in. Hypocrisy. His words.
So, but here's the question, and there's somebody else in the thread who says, this is Sandra Jackson, she says she's not a Trump supporter, but he is the president, and isn't it constitutional duty to pick a replacement? So
let me respond to Sandra Jackson's statement. President Obama was the president and had 9 months. and it was his constitution.
No. I understand, but we can say, which my grandmother always said, two wrongs don't make a right.
Don't make it right.
Right.
Okay.
So if we conclude that the Republicans were wrong, are we saying, well, then we need to continue to be wrong? Do you understand what I'm saying to you?
No.
So Sandra's question is a clear question. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's the same question. What is good for the goose should be good for
No. I disagree with that. I don't think that you now go on a path of being wrong. You look and say, well, I think that. So here's the question I want to ask you: do you think the Republicans were wrong in denying Obama the opportunity to appoint a Supreme Court justice?
Yes, I do.
Okay,
because that violated his constitutional.
I got it. So now, if we agree that that was wrong, why would we intentionally support doing something that's wrong?
Okay, because we supported what we agreed to be fundamentally wrong, because of the simple fact that we're going to say that they said that we're setting this new precedent.
No. But we know. But wait a minute. But we know that the precedent was wrong.
We know that there are a lot of things wrong.
Right, but wait a minute. I think that this is absurd. Wait a minute. And listen, I understand the frustration. I completely understand the frustration. But we're simply understand what we are openly saying now. We are openly saying that we know that what was done then was wrong. But because we were wronged, we want to continue to do wrong. That's what we're saying right now.
No, what we are saying is this. We knew it was wrong, just like Brown versus the Board of Education. We knew that the laws were therefore stacked against a certain party, not for the betterment of the country, but to suppress and oppress a certain group of people. We knew that they did that to Obama, to oppress and suppress another liberal coming to the Supreme Court. We knew that. We accepted that rule, that it should be at the next term and the next president. Now, the same situation presents itself. The same situation.
I'm understanding what you're saying, Vincent. So my question to you is then this. So now, do you believe, because you believe, listen to what I'm going to ask you. You believe that what they did was wrong. You even believe that them setting the precedent was wrong. But now that the shoe is on the other foot, you want them to honor something that you think is wrong. And so my question is, when is it ever made right?
When is it ever made right?
Yes.
When they both agree that it's right. See, here's the thing.
Well, no, wait a minute.
Eric, let me finish. Let me finish.
Go ahead.
When you are playing a game, and then in the middle of the game, somebody changes the rules, it's called cheating. And that's what they're doing.
No, I'm not disputing that either. I'm not, listen, I'm not saying that they're not cheating. What I'm asking you is this. The rules are still the rules, right? So now we both become cheaters, right? That's what you're saying. So you're saying, no, Vincent, because the Constitution is the language in the Constitution hasn't changed, right? It's just that these folks over here did this. They broke the rules, right? And so now you're saying, so now we're going to all be rule breakers.
Nope. What I'm saying is that now it's a rule. Now they have to live by the rule.
No, but it's not the rule.
It is the rule.
It is not the rule. No, but you can't. No, Vincent. Yeah. But it's still. But no. But it's no. He made it a precedent. But does he overrule the Constitution?
Well, he overruled the Constitution when it.
No, he didn't. No, he didn't overrule the Constitution. The Constitution. No, he didn't. Well, he did. No, he just broke the rule. He didn't overrule the. He did not Well, let me rephrase that. He did overrule the Constitution. He did not rewrite the Constitution.
Okay.
So right. So he didn't. So even though he overruled it, right? He didn't rewrite it, right? Which is why we say he was wrong. right? Is that fair to say? He didn't.
Correct.
Okay, so the Constitution is still the Constitution, and so now you're saying, well, we want somebody else now to overrule the Constitution. So then my question is, what good is the Constitution? If we have the ability to determine anytime that we want to, we get in our feelings about something, somebody wronged us, so we're going to overrule the Constitution. What the hell good is the Constitution?
Well, in this case, it was no good then, and it's no good now. But what we are doing is holding them to their word of this prejudice.
No. I can listen. Here's where I am. I think that Obama got the shitty end of the stick, right?
It's about time that Trump gets a little bit of that stick.
No. But you can't just say you.
Yeah, we can.
No, you can't. but Vincent, then we have anarchy. Because and you say, okay, yep, we have anarchy because I need to get payback.
Okay, yes. Well, let's look at another situation, Eric, and not to change the subject, but to give another paradigm. Now, O.J. Simpson committed murder, but yet we knew it was murder, but yet we agreed to the simple fact that he had his day in court and was found not guilty. Doesn't change the fact that it was murder, but it does change the fact that we are sticking to this.
No, different. Don't do that. Don't do that. See, because we operate by laws, right? So you are presumed innocent until proven guilty, right? So when you go to court and you are judged by a jury of your peers, there is a verdict that is handed down, and then that's what we say. So when the jury came back and said that O.J. Simpson was not guilty. Now, anybody who calls O.J. Simpson a murderer, O.J. Simpson can go and sue you for defamation of character, right? Because that's absolutely right. So because we operate by whether you so don't hate the player, hate the game, or hate the rules, and then change them. Hello?
We should wait till the next election. That's the game.
No. Hell, we gotta call it. And I'm gonna take a guess. This might be Mike Sproul because I hear.
I'm turning it off. My signal.
I heard his signal. I said, okay, somebody.
Can you help me explain the game to the brother?
No, I'm gonna explain it. And see, what we fail to do is we fail to understand. We first of all, we don't speak the language of the Constitution, and the Senate is supposed to give consent. They're supposed to investigate, give consent. I forgot the direct term, but Obama. See, all the symbolism of Obama is getting ready to get wiped clean away. You know, it was nothing. When people say he didn't do anything for black people, they're not wrong, but they're not right. In the sense that it was not written in stone what he was doing as the president of the United States. These people are serious about this Supreme Court. And what they were saying coming into an election year, it didn't matter whether he was in his first year or his second year, he could not pick. And because Mitch McConnell can speak Jim Crow so well, he convinced a constitutional lawyer, which was Obama was, to not ram that Supreme Court justice through and let the justices turn around and say that he couldn't do it. And so, because Obama was such a centrist, he wanted to be right there in the middle on both sides and made everything, cushy, all of that stuff. Now that they're going to cram through this Supreme Court justice, all the unsettled laws, the Brown v. Board of Education, voting rights, abortion rights, all of this unsettled law, get ready to go through. We get ready to catch some serious hell in this country because we don't speak the language of the Constitution. We let Jim Crow tell us, oh no, you know, in a fancy way, of course, you know, election year, the American people got to pick the president. And Obama stood there and didn't force his selection through, and they ran right over him. And so now, watch Mitch McConnell. Even if Donald Trump loses between November 3rd and January 20th, the Supreme Court justice is going to be in there. They are not playing with us out here. We're the only ones who want to get along with everybody. These people don't want to get along with us. They're trying to destroy us. And they serious about it. And if we don't get our stuff together, talking about a progressive, a liberal, a right wing, a left wing, all that stuff don't matter. These jokers running away with the bank on us. And we too busy accepting the crumbs. But yeah, no, both of you guys are not wrong, but it's like Charlie Brown and Lucy. The Democrats are Charlie Brown.
Keep missing the football, huh?
Lucy gonna put that ball out there and they gonna swing and she gonna back on it.
Yeah, 100% right.
The Democrats are.
So
let me get back out on this road. Y'all have a good one.
Hey, you too now.
All right.
So yeah. We have work to do, I still believe, on the national, on the local level, Vincent.
Agreed.
We as, and I'm speaking specifically to foundational Black Americans, we have to control our neighborhoods, we have to control our counties, we have to control our states. That's what we have to do, right? And we don't. And if we did that, I think that we'd be okay. Diane posted in a thread. She says no. She said no. Sitting president has the right to nominate. Yes, I agree. I thought she said no. Sitting president has, but then I realized that she had a period. So she's saying no, telling you to stop it, Vincent. Sitting presidents have a right to nominate, and that is true, right? You won't deny that, right?
But they did.
No.
I don't deny that at all.
Okay.
What I'm saying is this. A sitting president had the right to nominate, yet they blocked his nomination and said that, no, we should wait to nominate someone after the election term because it was close. He was 9.
No, I understand. So I understand that point. But
don't hate the player, hate the game.
Right, and so right now the game says so right now, but you're hating the player. You're hating Mitch McConnell. No, yes you are. You're hating Mitch McConnell and you're hating Lindsey Graham. Yes, you are. Yes, you are, Vincent.
I'm not hating the player. I'm hating the game in which the presidents of the game, the rules of the game, was set by Lindsey Graham and Mitch McConnell.
No.
What is good for one should be good for all. That's why everybody's outraged about the hypocrisy. If you set the rule that this is to be done and to be done by this party and this group, then that is the precedence which they have therefore set. Now that there is a different president, now that there is a different player, they want to change the game. That's what I'm saying.
No, the game is still the same, Vincent.
No, the game is not the same when you change the rules.
Vincent, listen to me very carefully. So here is the game. Ready? The game is a sitting president can nominate a justice. That's the game. Wait a minute.
But they changed.
Wait, no.
Did
Listen.
they not change that here?
But I'm going to tell you. I'm going to answer the question for you.
Go ahead. Okay.
So the Constitution says that a sitting president can nominate. They didn't change the Constitution. So follow me. So they didn't change that. If you listen to what Mike said when he called in, they didn't change it. The Constitution was still the same, right? The players, Lindsey Graham, Mitch McConnell over here, Obama over here, which is what Mike Sproul was just saying. Obama didn't do what he was supposed to do, right? He allowed. Did you hear what Mike said? He said he allowed them. He's the constitutional lawyer. He allowed them to convince him of some shit that wasn't true. See?
Oh no. Let's look into that aspect because a lot of people don't seem to.
But I want you to But I want to finish my. The game. But the game is the Constitution, and the game has not been changed. It's the same. The players, right? Yeah. Mitch McConnell, Lindsey Graham versus Obama. Those were the players, right? The game, the Constitution that always said that a sitting president can nominate, that game has not been changed.
The game has not been changed. But let's look at the process of the game. Okay? Now, correct. The Constitution says that a sitting president has the right to appoint a Supreme Court justice. Correct. Now, also in the Constitution, it has to go by vote of Senate approval. Now, Lindsey Graham and Mitch McConnell had control of the Senate, which means they told Obama, you can nominate whoever you want, but we're going to hold it up because we have the numbers and the control. We will hold it up until after you are out of office. So Obama, knowing that this was a no-win situation, said, okay, now here is the same game. Donald Trump has 40 days, less than 50 days to the next election, where Obama had 9 months. It is now no longer Lindsey Graham and what's his name against Obama. It is now Lindsey Graham and the other one for Trump.
Wait a minute. So do you not agree with what Dre Sandrod is saying? He's saying, listen. He said Obama played the game, and Obama playing the game rolled the dice that Hillary was going to beat Trump. And so as far as he was concerned, it didn't matter if they were holding him up. They were still going to get their Supreme Court justice in Hillary Clinton nominating somebody when, according to his thinking, she won. Did you understand?
Right. And everybody had that. So let's.
Right. So wait a minute. So let's. So understand what I'm saying. So the players played. They played, right? Mm-hmm. And Obama lost. Right. The game is still the same. But Obama played like this. And you want to hate the players on this side because they played better than he did. And now you want to say to them, hey, listen, you guys won, and now I want you guys to do this. They go, no, we're going to play another game.
No.
Here are the rules. Now go ahead and play. Let's see if you can win this one.
No. That's not what I'm saying, Eric. I am saying this. I am saying, okay, you guys won because you based upon this rule. You got up there and said you can hold me to my word. You can use my words against me. Right. You can do this because this is going to be our precedent. Now that it has changed, it is no longer them fighting Obama. It's now them for Trump. They're saying that, oh, what we said before, we didn't mean it. We can even say, no. Go on the simple fact that, let's say that, Trump will win and then he gets to appoint it. No, they don't want to wait for that.
Of course they don't. But Vincent, stop it. Stop. Diane said you're whining. Stop it, Vincent. Of course, they're winning. They're winning, right? They won that game and they won that match and they're going, you know what? Let's set them up and play again. Right? And you're going, but you know what? We think given the rules, right? Given the game, right, which is the president gets to nominate, right? Democrats believe they're gonna lose. So you're like, we think we're gonna lose, so we want to play by the rules that you guys set to the game last time. Well, no, we not gonna do that.
We're going to change the rules.
Yeah, because you let us change them the last time, fools.
And Eric, what we are saying is that this is the same injustice that has been happening for over 400 years.
No, different. Different.
It's called we are in control and we control the rule. Or the golden rule. He who has the gold makes the rules.
I don't know.
Control the Senate, so they are making the rules.
Okay, so I don't know. But I don't know that is injustice. See, I don't want to water down what injustice is, right?
No, what it is called bull crap.
No, right? You can call it bull. You can call it bull. Right. You can call it shit. SCHITT. You can call it shit if you want to, but I wouldn't call it injustice. I would say that they played the game better.
Which makes it bullshit.
No, it doesn't. What it says is that the people that you elect as a Democrat, maybe they just lack the necessary skill set to be able to operate in your best interest. Call it go.
You know what, Eric? Nothing worse than an old fool. Look, the game is the game. It hasn't changed. The players have changed. Trump can nominate anytime he wants at any period during his presidency. That's it, point blank. Why are we arguing about this? Move on. He's going to nominate somebody. He's been waiting for her to drop off. He knew who he was going to nominate before when she weren't in the hospital the first time.
That's what I'm saying. I agree with you that everybody on both sides and so when Vincent, when you started this thing and you're talking about her body's not even cold yet, I'm saying listen, Democrats didn't give a shit about that either. Let us not get it twisted. They were just hoping that she stayed alive long enough, not because they cared about her health, right, or cared about her family mourning her dying. They wanted her to stay alive long enough to fulfill whatever their political objectives were. Boom, end of story. Republicans, the same thing, right? And so now it's, oh my God, the notorious RBG is dead and all this, all of these memes and stuff are gonna, nobody cared about this woman. Let's stop it. Stop. I'm not going to allow people to feel comfortable in their lying. I'm not. You didn't give a shit about her. Don't care now. Right? Well, the only thing that you care about is that you lost some leverage. Let's be honest about it.
Well, Eric, there's a level of truth, but I will not say that I care about her.
Well, you know what I mean, Vincent. I mean, as a human being, nobody wants to see anybody die. But what I'm saying is, let us not pull out the flowers and the violin and the harps and all the cherubs and all of that stuff. And no. It's all political. It was all political.
Okay. What I say is this, okay? Since they're playing this game, and one of the biggest parts of this game is election, there are 9 Republican Senate seats available. So anybody hearing this message should now start calling up those that are up for election and expressing to them that if they vote for this, that they're going to vote them out.
There you go. See, now that's what I'm talking about. Let's change the game. See, so yes.
It's not changing the game. It's changing the players.
No. No, it is. Well, yeah. You want to swap the players out, but right now, the game has always been, that we haven't voted our best interest, right? And so here's an opportunity now for us to change that and say, you know what? We're going to vote our best interest now. We're gonna look at this and we realize that we need to take some control over some stuff. But doing that, Vincent, requires us not to just look at the Republicans, but to look at the Democrats who set the table for all of this.
Yeah, I'm agreeing with that.
Yes.
I'm saying that we should, I'm in agreement with that.
Right.
I'm not saying that it's all the Republicans, but I'm saying that it is the Republicans that are in office right now. I'm not saying that all the Democrats are the best people in the world, because some of them got to go too. What I'm saying that right now, it's time that we change the players.
Jody says the Dems needed Olivia Pope. She would have kept her alive even after she died. Boom. Listen, man.
For that show when we need it the most, right?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. But listen. We need to focus. See, black people, black Americans, stay focused. Don't get emotional. We got stuff to do. We have senators to kick out of office, right? We've got Congress men and women to kick out of office. We've got governors that we have to kick out of office. We've got mayors, and we've got council people, and we've got freeholders. We've got work to do. So while you're sitting there focusing on Notorious RBG, right, and who's gonna Zoom who in Washington, they're still pulling the wool over your eyes in your own community. So get focused. Get focused.
Yes. And so this is how focused the Republican Party happens to be. State of Virginia has.
Oh, let me ask you this question. Why do you think, if she believed that, that's interesting. Sandra Jackson says that Ruth Bader Ginsburg should have retired when Obama was alive. I mean, when Obama was president, right? So if she would have done that, right, he could have secured a younger Democrat, right, or younger liberal court justice, right?
He wasn't given permission to do that. He had to get permission from his bosses, and Obama couldn't do it.
Mm.
And he did not have the Senate that would approve a nomination or even push the nomination forward. They would not have a hearing on it.
No, I'm not talking about in his quote lame duck term. I'm saying, when he was riding strong, when he had the House and the Senate.
Mm-hmm. When he had the House and the Senate, the biggest downfall that I could see during the Obama administration was his first real action. He should have went for jobs and employment, increasing that. Instead, he went for the affordable health care, which caused him to lose the Senate. That was the big problem that he had. If he did that, he would have kept the Senate, and he would have gotten his nominees.
Yeah.
But speaking of people geared to keep the game the same or the players the same, Virginia, 4-day election voting, 4 days. It is day 2. The line, they said, is the distance of a football field. And it seems to be, from their last poll, seems to be full of Trump supporters. People have to get out to vote.
What I tell you, Vincent, see, there is, look, trust me on this. There is a narrative, and the Dems did it in 2016, right? They created a bubble, and then they herded people into this bubble, and they talked about how Donald Trump was going to lose, how all the polls showed that he was down and was going to lose, and how Hillary Clinton was going to be victorious. No. We travel across the country, and there are a lot of people who support Donald Trump. And the liberal media kept beating that down and trying to convince you of something that, that there was a different story to be told in America. I'm saying to you right now, guys, and I made this prediction in 2015. Donald Trump, unless something changes, and I don't know what the Dems can do at this point. And I'm not a Donald Trump supporter. But I'm going to tell you the truth. He will win again. He will win again. And black Americans, don't take the bait. which is they're going to try to blame you for what they did.
Well, as always, they blame the black voter. One of the biggest things was the simple fact that black voting was down during the 2016
Of course it was. But listen, if you ain't got nothing for me, pardon my grammar, right? But if you ain't got nothing for me, why should I come out?
H-I-T.
That's right. You got shit for me. SCHITT. You know what, Vincent? I'm gonna create a little thing, and every time we say it, I'm gonna put it up on the screen. But every time, you know, so you don't have anything for me. Nothing. You just want me to keep coming and voting for you. Right, voting for your interests. And so in 2016, it was about your interests, not black Americans' interests. And black Americans caught on to that. And they said, nah, I'm not going to do this. And so rolled around again, 2020, and they had 4 years to get it right, to figure out, you know what? We had 1.4 million black Americans off-ramp. Right, we weren't successful in getting the Obama wave. Right, you know, we weren't able to emotionalize these people. We weren't able to convince them of that. Okay, so you know what? We need to get real with Black America, and we need to have a real conversation with Black Americans, and we need to give them something tangible in order to get them. They said, "Nah, you know what? We have faith in the Willie Lynch letters in the making of a slave. We have faith that we can emotionalize them and they will come out and vote against their interests. We have faith because they've done it before and they've operated based on that faith that they had. And now that it is failing them, they want to blame the slave. They want to say, see, we're upset with you because you didn't succumb to the conditioning enough to be able to be herded and come out and vote against your best interest.
Oh, go figure.
How damn
people not being happy but being oppressed and beaten.
That's right.
And our mothers and daughters being raped, are being exploited for our work, the cruel conditions of slavery. Oh, people are just not happy with that.
Right, and I'm gonna tell you. And when I see so-called leaders in the black community, right, who peddle this on their social media pages, blaming people who are starting to finally love and respect and value themselves. I mean, I want you to, because that's what's happening, right? You have a group of people who are finally beginning to love, respect, and value themselves. Then you have these Negro whisperers and slave catchers saying, no, not right now. Take a little bit more abuse, guys. Don't love yourself quite yet. Don't value yourself quite yet. Don't respect yourself quite yet. We got to get through this election, and then we can talk about loving and valuing and respecting yourselves. Say what, Vincent?
Yes, right. Keep drinking the Kool-Aid.
Yes. And I'm sitting there, I'm going, I can't believe that people who I had respect for are actually on their pages saying this. They did not say, no, you know what, keep kicking the door in, keep going, keep pushing, keep pushing.
Okay. Well, I think that your prediction may not be true. I think that, and I think that there is going to be an elevation and spike in black votes. And you're also looking at the swing that got Trump over the hump because he only won by 3 million votes. Hillary won by 3 million votes on the popular. Trump won by the electoral. But in those swing states, they have the greatest amount of delegates in the electoral college. You're looking at a fundamental change. One is that the COVID virus. Two, his handling the COVID virus. Three, him defunding the blue states and overfunding the red states. And four, people are now exhausted with Donald Trump. Exhausted. I think that they want him out just so that they can get some solid leadership.
Now, I will say to you that he's going to take a big hit a massive hit. I don't know that it's going to be a big enough hit though, for the coronavirus thing. I listened to the video. I listened to the audio. I listened to the audio. Was it the Bob Woodward? The expose. Donald Trump saying that he was looking to downplay this thing. That is going to that's gonna hurt him. But what I'll say is this: I really believe when you so if you're looking at this election as a national election as opposed to winning states, I might agree with you saying people are looking broadly nationally at this thing, but I'm saying state by state by state. Everybody's looking and saying, well, what did my governor do? What did my mayor do? What did my local officials do? How did they handle this thing? So, yep, I understand, what's coming out of Washington. But when I look at the people that directly impact me, that I go and I vote for, how'd they handle this? What did they do? I think that there's going to be some culpability there. And then so to believe that it's just going to land on Donald Trump and some of it's not going to be spread across these governors and these mayors, I think that's folly. And I think that when that happens and folks are left to try to figure out in their hometowns, right, what happened.
Okay, well, let's look at what happened and the result of it. The virus hit. Now, and when it hit, or when it became an actual ground zero, was New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, Pennsylvania, Delaware. And we're talking about predominantly Democratic governors. They scrambled like crazy. They begged and pleaded on national television for help from Donald Trump, which they got none. He stated that, okay, under the War Power Act, I'm going to release, 14 million masks, which we still haven't gotten. He said, okay, I'm going to send you ventilators, and which they did get ventilators, but they found out that only 40% of them worked. He said that, okay, I'm going to do Operation Warp Speed, and I'm going to get testing. They sent testing, but didn't send the swabs. I mean, and our governors, because of their handling, their ratings went up. Now, let's look at the red states and the governors who said that, okay, we're not closing the economy. Today, they just showed another 20% increase of COVID virus cases in these red states. Let's look at him saying he built the greatest economy ever, where we've got where he said, okay, I just brought 10 million jobs back, but we've got 40 million people unemployed, to the point where right now they shut down unemployment claims that he commanded them to do. Shut down unemployment claims for people who are hurting across the country. Let's look at him saying he has done more for black people than any president. The only thing that he did was allow something to go through for historical black colleges that Obama made veto proof. He couldn't veto it if he tried. Let's look at what he did.
Let me ask you a question.
And wait a minute, that bill to support the HBCUs and the black small businesses was put together by a black woman.
Right. So let me ask you a question. When we look, and I don't know if you have the data right now, when you look at these swing states, where is Donald Trump polling?
He is polling, I think it was last time I checked, was Thursday, he was 4 points behind Biden.
Now, listen to what you just said. So listen to all of what you just heaped on him 40 days before the election. You heaped all of this on him. You said he did all of this, and he's 4 points behind?
Mm-hmm.
according to these polls. I want you to understand that, Vincent. 4 points behind. I mean, listen, if you did all of that, if you did, literally, if you owned up to all of what you just said that Donald Trump is responsible for, and you were 4 points behind, wouldn't you think that you were in good shape? You think you were in great shape.
I would think, but I don't.
Right,
trusting. I'm Eric. After the Hillary Clinton and Trump election, I'm not trusting polls.
Oh no, and you're right, and neither do I. I think that the polls are much closer than that. I think they're much closer than that. But I'm saying even if those were the polls, everything that you just said, right? 200,000 dead, blah blah blah, on and 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 on. Trump did this, Trump did that, Trump did this, Trump's responsible for that, Trump's responsible for the crashing of the economy, Trump is 4 points down.
Okay. Well, see, the reason I don't trust polls is because there's an old cliche. There's a liar, there's a damn liar, and then there's a statistician. Even though the polls do actually represent true fact, and the problem with getting the poll is where they poll them.
Yes.
Now, if you go into swing state, Republican state Trump country, and Biden is still up 4%, then hey, that's not bad. But if you go into Democratic states or into the black community, because all of those things that we talked about that happened during his presidency, the riots, the Black Lives Matter, the unemployment, the deaths of COVID, heavily affect black people more than they do white. So if you take that poll into a black community, I think the numbers would be totally different.
Yeah.
That's why I don't trust polls.
Yeah, but I don't think that. Yeah, I look, I don't know because I haven't done any polling. But I'd be shocked to believe that the folks who are really, really about the Black Lives Matter stuff are looking at Donald Trump. I think that they're looking at this country in general. Call or go.
Vincent, I'm gonna have to start sending you some stuff in the morning. I'm gonna have to start sending them. You're killing me. You're killing me. I need you to help me bring Eric across the line, and you're killing me.
I'm sorry, Jody. Look, we'll coordinate about 8 o'clock, 7:30, 8 o'clock. Just send it to my inbox, and you know what?
What I get wrong this time, Jody?
No, you're doing good, but Vincent be arguing my arguments poorly. So he's a little more updated on his information by day. So effective Jay, Trump, Biden is leading Trump by 6 to 7 points in 9 of the 12 battleground states.
Okay, so like I said, I checked Thursday. Or Wednesday or Thursday?
I get up at 6 o'clock in the morning. This is the God's honest truth. I run through some newspapers real quick.
Mm-hmm.
I just go in and pull up what I want to know. You know what I mean? Like, what is the polling as of Monday morning kind of stuff. Whatever.
Mm.
But what's most important about his trailing is where he's trailing. So when you're talking about Wisconsin, that he's trailing by 9 points in Wisconsin, right? That's big. Because of the backlash of the Black Lives Matter movement, the backlash of the, quote unquote riot. At one point, he was up by 12, Biden in Wisconsin. Then during the moment, let's say, then he went down and Trump was down by only 3. And then in the last couple of weeks, he has then Biden taken another surge. And what I think is important, the reason why I don't think he's going to win, Eric, is because it's not us right now. It's not black folks, let's say, pulling Biden as far as people try to make it seem, because in these battleground states, yeah, it is the white suburban woman. It is, or Biden is actually now taking a little bit of steam out of his, I don't want to say uneducated, but non-college degree holding white America. that's kind of big, and I think it's because of just the exhaustion. I don't think it's about issues anymore. I think people are just tired. People are just tired of his, I'd like to say his dumbness, but that's not going to work. His just overall cantankerous kind of messaging.
Trumpism.
And whatever. Trump, yeah. I think that he's losing people in that. I don't think that this is going to matter. Ruth Bader Ginsburg will not matter in the overall scheme of things, but I do think he's going to lose.
Okay.
That's my spec for the day, other than to tell Vincent that we have to get together in the morning to do our messaging, because I am determined to get Eric to pull the Biden lever.
Yeah. Well, we'll get together early so we can update my statistics, because I usually stop at like Thursday, and then we'll go, because Eric's going to pull that Biden lever as much as he actually. Yeah.
Take years. I'm talking about him like he's not here right now, but I every day he gets a little more, a more adamant about Trump the dump. So
Whoa, no. Listen, I've always said, listen, what have I always said? I've always said that I'm not a supporter of Trump, but talking about Trump is easy. Talking about the other things are more difficult. I also said that folks, including me in particular, will vote my interests, right? And then I also asked the question, what has Trump done specifically to harm black Americans? Now, for me, what Trump has recently done when he attacked California for wanting to insert into their curriculum the 1619 Project, well, that affects me. It affects foundational black Americans directly, right? So I got a problem with that. Right? So I can point to a very specific thing that I have a problem with right now. Now, that doesn't say that Biden is my savior. It simply says that I'm going to talk to you all now about this problem I have with Donald Trump, right? Very specific one. And that people need to pay attention to it. And so, yeah, if it seems as though my conversation about him is elevated a little bit, it's because of that. But I'm still focused on down ballot voting. I think if we handle the down ballot stuff, that we can weather the storm. I think for us to focus on the national election and do as we often do, ignore the slave catchers and slave and Negro whisperers on the local and state level, we do more harm to ourselves. So I'm not ready to go pull that lever yet. But I will be pulling lots of levers when it comes to the local elections.
Well, I'm just going to take, your elevation, as you put it, as to translate, and I have an opportunity.
Oh, you know what? I appreciate that.
Opportunity.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. I'll try and bring you on over to my side of the thing. And keep elevating. I got 40 days to go.
You got 40 days to go.
You got to fine-tune that messaging you're doing up there. You just got to fine-tune it a little more, and so we can get you to pull that lever.
All right. Listen, you know what I want to talk about in the last few minutes of the show? I went, and this is just general stuff. I went to have a car repair done yesterday, and we've had Andre Little Amir on the show, and he's talked about carrot bars and investment, and it was very interesting. There was a Facebook post from I think a couple of years ago or a year ago that resurfaced. You know how Facebook, reminds you, gives you memories. And I think it was the first time that Amir, maybe it was a few years ago. First time he was on the show when I was in Orange at the studio, and he was talking about not investing, investing in gold. And he showed yesterday the increase in gold from then to now, and had people done it, how much money they would have. Anyway, I thought that was very interesting. But the other thing is, when I met with him yesterday, because he also does automobile repair, and he's amazing at it. I went into his shop, and there were all these cars in there. I said, "Man, is this all your work?" He said, "Well, not all of it, but a lot of it." And he said, "Eric, you know what I need?" He said, "I need young people who have I need young people who have an interest in doing this, and I got to try to find them." And I was looking, and I saw the cars, guys, but I really just saw the money, the earning potential. And then he and I started talking about, especially in less affluent communities where folks can't afford new cars, and so they buy used cars that need constant repair. And because the infrastructure in those communities is so horrible, meaning the potholes and such, that they need more repair. And so I said, man, I got to try to figure out a way to bring that to the attention of some folks, and hopefully we can get some young folks interested, in that profession, because there's a lot of money to be made, a lot of job security, a lot of everything, and our people need it. So that was it. That's all I got to say about that. So if you know somebody, and he said that he's willing to train some people too.
Well, shout out to him for wanting to take on some apprentice and, doing an amazing job. I'm sure if he has the level of attention and conscientious desire as he does with the carrot bars, I can see why his shop is a success. But,
I'm side right now. I'm not going to say anything, but I'm giving the side eye right now.
Why?
Why?
You know why, Vincent. But anyway.
No. I'll go toe-to-toe with him on carrot bars. But no, in terms of his actual craft of an auto mechanic, I'll give him all the props in the world. I believe in giving people keeping it real with people what they do. This is not shade or anything. This is me genuinely saying that, I admire that he wants to take on apprentice. I think that a lot of young black men need to develop that stronger trade. I think that there is a niche market that can increase their standard of living and their quality of life. So, no, if he's willing to open up a door for people like that, hey, shout out to him.
Yeah.
But why am I getting side eye?
Yeah, I'm not sure why you're getting side eye, but I don't know. Anyway, I just wanted to bring that to everybody's attention. So if you know somebody who's interested, let me know. Let him know, because he's got work. He's got work. Is there anything else on the docket? Did we cover everything? I know we kind of brushed over the Emmys, but we made light of some stuff. But there were some good winners, and
Tyler Perry.
Yes, Tyler Perry's speech was amazing. It was phenomenal. And his story, is just phenomenal. Going from sleeping in his car, man, to where he is now.
He said it was a convertible, so don't feel too bad. But I remember seeing him in his car when he did the opening in Philadelphia for Beauty Shop.
Mm-hmm.
It was a phenomenal play, and he was a great actor. It was brilliantly written. But really admire is that Tyler Perry could care less about the Emmy. He focused. I mean, and he did this from his own money, from sleeping in his car to building an empire. And I think it was maybe 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
Now his studio was on a lot of, what used to be the Confederate ammunition. I mean, used his own money to make film after film and produce and bring to the forefront a lot of great, talented black actors. So, I admire a man who has that rugged individualism to overcome the obstacles to make it into a success, which stands as a strong example to all of them. I mean, the only speech that I've heard that had that level of eloquence was the woman who won for 30 Years a Slave.
Mm-hmm.
Remember her? Yeah. I mean, it was just so beautiful. And, I mean, I felt really proud when he got that. And keep going. Everybody, keep going. Don't, figure out, find a way to overcome these obstacles to move into your greatness.
All right.
Just keep going.
All right, we're at 12 o'clock. Vincent, I'm throwing it to you.
Well, again, I'm learning something new. One is that I'm a whining old fool. but most of all, the heart of America. It's time that everybody who is indulging in frustration take it to action. As Obama said, don't boo, vote. The opposition is now taking 4 days in a long line to get their vote out, to make their vote counted. And not just the presidential election, as we always talk. It's down line, too. It's the people who have the greatest impact in affecting your lives. Your mayors, your governors, your holders. In fact, and most important now, you're realizing the power and the lack of power and direction in your school board. The people who are responsible for governing and shaping the impressionable minds of our children. Let us stop dealing with the frustration and booing. Let's get out and vote. As always, we say, wash your hands. Keep your distance. As much as they downplay the virus, it's real and it's on the rise. Stay safe, everyone. If it's God, on behalf of Eric Dawson and Diane, the queen of streaming media, I'm Vincent Squire. Stay safe, God bless, and if it's in God's will, we'll be back tomorrow to share our views and opinions.